Hey Wyatt,
Hey, Nick.
what's going on?
I'm looking at some like 6'5" tall dudes sitting in front of me.
Standing,
Oh, I couldn't tell. I'm
statuesque dude, I believe is the term you wanted to use.
a Roman god-like physique.
Ah, yes. So why did the chicken cross the road?
Uh, why did the
Yeah,
chicken
get to
cross
the
the
other
road?
side of the road. Yeah, I don't do this stupid joke crap.
Screw you.
We don't have it yet.
Hello, and welcome to a special recording of We Don't Have It Yet with Nick and Wyatt. You may wonder why we sound a little bit different today, and we are recording live from Chicagoland. How's it
In my
going, Nick?
basement.
In Nick's basement.
Yeah.
He has trapped me down here and said that if we don't start churning out content, that I will not be allowed to go home.
And I'm not refilling the water dish, so that's that.
How's it going, buddy?
It goes, man. I've got my friend Wyatt here. It's awesome, and we tore up the town and our tummies yesterday.
We we certainly tore up our tummies. We had a small taste of Chicago yesterday from the pretty much the moment I landed at O'Hare until our heads hit the pillows last night.
Yeah, from the airport straight to Gene and Jude's, as it should be done. A station of the hot dog cross that I had somehow never been to yet. So thank you for introducing me to something in my newly adopted town. What was your thoughts on your very first Chicago dog? I believe. Yes. No.
Well, before we get into the Chicago dog,
Oh, okay.
we need to let the listeners know about the adventure inside O'Hare. So
That's true.
even
Large
actually
airport.
before we even made it, or I even made it to O'Hare, I got a flight out of Logan in Boston at 8 o'clock, I believe, yesterday morning. We were supposed to take off around 8:30, and at about 8:28, we got a nice announcement that we were being delayed because
Oh, the speaker was
yeah,
broken
the
on the
PA
plane.
system was not working, and we cannot leave the grounds if we can't use our outside voices inside of the plane.
Wait, how did they announce that?
Literally,
Hey, everybody, speaker's broken.
that's literally how it was announced. So we sat there for about 10, 15 minutes. I was texting you. I was texting Caitlin. I was texting anyone who would let me complain to them because I wanted to be in the air. And I jokingly said to the flight attendant standing next to me, as nothing was working, I said, have you guys tried turning the plane off and turning it on again? And they, gave me a little chuckle, probably, a flight attendant courtesy chuckle, something that wasn't actually very funny, but I still appreciated it. And about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes after that, we get an announcement saying, we're going to be turning the plane off and restarting it. We don't think that's going to do anything, but
hey, anything's worth a shot at this point.
So they powered down the plane, left it off for probably another 5 minutes or so. Plane powers up, and lo and behold, the PA system is working again.
Yep, baby.
So anyone out there that is not tech savvy or is tech savvy, your first rule when something is not working with technology, you need to unplug it and plug it back in, and I'd say at least 50% of your problems will be fixed.
Wasn't that like a shtick on the what's
the IT
British,
crowd?
The IT guys, right?
Yeah, IT crowd.
IT crowd, yeah.
Yeah. Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in again?
Yeah, or to the point where he had like an old school tape answering machine play through his desk phone to display him saying that over it. Yeah, I only saw bits and pieces of that show, but I remember that very much. It's foolproof, man. It's I'm glad they left the plane off for the additional 5 minutes just to let all the extra bad juju out, because you got to give it a minute, right?
Yeah. I'm not a big flyer. I don't fly very often. I just, 1, don't have the time, 2, don't have the money, 3, don't really have the places to go, which goes hand in hand with the money.
Everybody has the places to go. It just sucks.
Yeah, also
Flying
true.
sucks now. Didn't used to suck nearly as much. Now it sucks a lot.
Yeah,
At the
and
moment, I think it's possibly peak suck.
speaking of suck, right before we started recording, you were telling me about, I don't know where you read the article, but airspace is going to be restricted here
Possibly,
soon? Possibly.
possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just some.
Blowhard.
I think that there's a great deal of chest outiness, saying they're going to restrict airspace to limit flights. But yeah, I mean, if we make it to Florida tomorrow, I'll take it as a good.
Yeah.
That's all that's got to happen. Just get us there. Our one simple little puddle jumper flight can make it.
I'm not too worried about tomorrow's flight.
I think we'll be fine.
Once we got up in the air, smooth flight. I finished reading the rest of the latest book I checked out from my local library, Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I highly recommend to anyone that enjoys video games, tabletop RPGs, stuff that is whimsical but also gory and
Gory. Wow.
It's a fairly gory book, and it's not a happy book. Carl is not a dungeon crawler by choice. He has been forced into becoming basically living inside of a tabletop RPG or
a Tron situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I took that out of the library, I believe, Saturday, and finished it on my flight yesterday, which was Tuesday. It was about 450 pages, and I don't know, I couldn't put it down. I highly recommend it too.
It's been in my queue forever, but it's a hot ticket item at the library here. So you complain about being at near a rural library, but you don't have to wait in line behind all the kids that want to read Dungeon Crawler Carl, I guess. But I have the audio book too. I should really just put that on at some point.
Yeah, a friend of mine, I believe she's the one who actually suggested the book to me. She's doing the audio book version of it, and she's enjoying it so far. So if you're not big on reading and you'd rather do an audiobook, which I will take my firm stance and say that listening to an audiobook still counts as reading a book. I know some people...
I mean, if you're spending like 20 hours with something, you're getting the full experience, yeah. I would say.
As when I was teaching, I was a middle school teacher for a few years in my mid-20s, and I would let students listen to the audiobook if they felt that was how they better retained information. I would still have them following along in their books on their desk, but they would be able to have their headphones on, listen to the audiobook, and do that. And I know a few kids towards the beginning of the year who would really bomb like our comprehension tests and stuff, and I let them listen to the audiobook version while they're following it along. I'm not going to say they went from getting Fs to getting As, but there was marked improvement.
Yeah.
And
look at that.
That was
the job.
Yeah, you gotta find the way your students learn, yeah. And there's a lot of, well, not to get into a lot of it, but there's a lot of reasons why teachers are now not really able to individualize. Yes. Yeah. I'm not gonna.
No, but as Dungeon Crawler Carl is like an actual wholly original story. So as I understand it, versus, not to say that Ready Player One wasn't original, but it leaned a lot on just using pop culture references constantly.
Yeah, I won't lie and say that I didn't enjoy Ready Player One when it came out, because the same reason why almost everyone enjoyed it.
I loved Ready Player One when it came out.
Oh my god,
I loved the movie.
Pac-Man.
I love the Spielberg take on it. Yeah. I love the first book. I just don't think, and I think
Ernest Cline's not a very good writer.
Yeah, Ernest Cline is not a very good writer, and proof was in the pudding in the sequel. That was painful. But, I mean, that doesn't take anything away from the original. It's still great. But I'm just saying, contrasting, whereas it's not just a one-to-one, another Ready Player One type thing.
No, it doesn't fall into the trap of the Ready Player One of literally just bashing you over the head with 80s, 90s nostalgia.
Well, like just leaning on your love of those things as much as the writers.
There is a lot, I wouldn't even say a lot. There is like... I was telling you when we were talking about it a few days ago, there's one part of the book where Carl, or the writer speaking as Carl, describes one of the bosses that they see as basically like a neon Pac-Man. but that's more or less used to like put you like you can see,
give you the visual
Yeah.
for the reader.
but
Yeah,
it's
sure.
not just hitting you over the head. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
references, but again, it works in the sense that it's attached to the real world, so it's trying to draw you in, being like this universe is
Yeah.
our universe.
And it's pretty well established series right now.
I
It's
believe
like 4 or 5 of them, right?
I think there's 8.
Eight?
I
Oh,
think
okay,
there's
shit.
7 or 8 at this
There
point.
you go. So
And I'm
shouldn't even really. It's unfair to compare it to Ready Player One. That's just a more well-known singular property, or if you want to count the second one. But okay, yeah.
so yeah,
Will that be optioned into a movie soon? You think?
I
Everybody wants the great new hot thing that can be turned into a a full media property over many releases.
I don't know if it will end up being a movie. It's either going to end up being a movie, or Netflix or Amazon or someone is going to turn it into a series.
Yeah.
Which I am very big on. I like my books as my books. I don't know. I actually had a conversation with my librarian when I went and picked up the book last week, and was telling her, we were talking about our favorite books or whatever, and I had said, my favorite book of all time, and I don't know if I ever told you this, but my favorite book ever is The Count of Monte Cristo. I absolutely, in high school, not for a class or anything, I read the unabridged, like 900, 1,000 page version of it, and I don't know, it hit me right. I loved it so much, and because of how much I loved it and how visually I saw everything in the book, I refused to ever see a Count of Monte Cristo movie.
Fair.
I've had people that say, oh, this version was really good, they did it justice and stuff, but I don't care. Like, it's not going to live up to what was in my head, at least for me.
Yeah, it's because you associate it with that time in your life as well.
Right.
Like, when I read Catcher in the Rye in high school, kind of thing, so very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. But it's so beloved to you that you don't want it
I don't want to
be tarnished by being interpreted differently by somebody else's vision, or how someone else read that book.
Yeah, I just
and did it.
And I kind of feel the same way with this so far. I believe I don't know if all of the books have been funded via Kickstarter, but obviously as soon as I started talking about it with people, all of my algorithms have now been tossing me like Dungeon Crawler Carl, like, oh, Matt Dinneman, who's the author, he's doing Kickstarters for like a graphic novel of the first couple books, and he's doing Kickstarters. So I don't know if he's now funding his new books with Kickstarter, or if these are side projects. He's doing it himself, at least. It's not someone else that's capitalizing off his.
Are you
stuff.
self-publishing all of them, or?
I don't think any of them are self-published. I believe they got picked up. I know he wrote, it was either the afterword or the foreword, about how he started, which is amazing to me that there's 7 or 8 of these books, I believe, because the first book he wrote in 2020, and
that's churn. That's churning.
I don't know how long the rest of the book series are, but the first book was 450 pages. If he's churning out 450 page books, like
a lot
more than once a year,
writing. He's got a team of James Patterson monkeys working in his basement, kind of thing.
But that was really exciting. I really enjoyed that. So I finished that throughout my flight. I was going to watch a TV show or two while I was going, but I always have the best of intentions of watching a movie or watching a TV show on a flight, or playing a video game.
Well, I don't know why all travel is like that. It's like, yeah, I spent more time selecting the handheld to take than I ever did touching it while on the trip, kind of thing, always.
Yep, I brought my Amberdink clamshell that you gave me, and I was like, oh, I've got a couple SNES games in my head that, I can play this, and it stayed in my pocket for the entire flight.
Yeah. It speaks to how good the book was.
It was, and I landed in O'Hare I think about 45, 50 minutes later than I was supposed to, due to all the delays, and obviously I was there.
Fancy Mall while I waited for your plane to land. I'll never be able to shop there. I had never been in there before, but shout out Chicago Fashion Outlets. Definitely not an outlet mall in the sense of my poor ass knowing an outlet mall.
Yeah,
I've never been in a mall that has like the Versace store and stuff, but they had very clean bathrooms, so kudos.
Yeah, so you went there to wait for me. I ended up coming off. I texted you, hey, I'm here. And you said, all right, I'm parked over in hourly parking or whatever. And I said I'd meet you over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just looking at signs as I'm walking.
This was started off with the best of intentions of me parking in the hourly
Yes.
lot because O'Hare's like crazy and the parking police are also crazy. So it's very much and when you pull up in the loop, it's like, get the hell in and let's go. You cannot stop for more than 15 seconds without somebody getting up your ass. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to park in the hourly garage. I'm going to walk in, go find my buddy, and avoid all of that.
And yeah, like you said, the best laid plans never work out as you expect them to. So I guess you're supposed to pick me up in Terminal 2, which makes sense because that's where I landed. And I just was walking and I saw hourly parking and I ended up in Terminal 4. You were still in Terminal 2. And then you're like, meet me at baggage claim 21. So I backtracked. In Terminal 2. So I backtracked that way. I show up there. You're gone because apparently you started walking back the other way.
So my genius plan was, okay, he's in 4. Let me intercept him as he's walking my way, which I chose to do outdoors because to go in between the terminals, you have to go up into a walkway and then back down to go into the terminal and then do it again to get. So I was like, you know what? He'll probably just walk outside too.
Nope.
He did not do that.
I ended up where you said you were, and then I was like,
to the right place.
Are you pranking me? Am I in the wrong baggage claim 21? What the hell's going on here?
Oh, God.
But no, we eventually got together. I told you when I got out there, the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to get a Chicago dog. I've never had a Chicago dog in Chicago. I've also never been in Chicago. I've picked a friend up, my friend Greg. I picked him up at the airport.
You drove through in the cover of night once kind of thing.
I've never been to Chicago, so I've told you on these 2 days that I'm here, like, show me Chicago through food. And
Good start?
Yeah, a friend of the show and friend of us, Wes, he had posted on Blue Sky a couple weeks ago about how he had got, I believe, the double dog from Gene and Jude's over in, which village is that?
I think it's in Roselle.
Okay. And he had posted a picture of it, and I asked you, I said, hey, have you ever been here? Because I looked at where you lived, and I looked at where that was, and it's like maybe 10, 15 minutes from your house.
Yeah, it's right outside of O'Hare Airport, and I live very close by as well in this sprawl that is Chicagoland. But hooked up with him over there. That was just by happenstance. That was pretty cool, and it's I had never been. It's
which is surprising.
Like I said, it's a super famous old landmark of a place. Cash only. Well, I'll let you describe the interior experience, but
it
well-oiled machine at this point. I think
it was. We got there at the exact right time.
Clearly,
apparently. There was there was a very, very short line when we got there. Wes showed up a little bit before us, and he got as he said, a practice hot dog in before we made it there. He was
polishing off his first double dog when we were coming into the parking lot. I love it.
The guy puts him down, and I appreciate that about him. And so it's this old, just building. That's a great description of it.
It is a building. Yep.
It's not a food cart. Yep. It's not a food truck. But just an old white brick or white cinder block-ish.
Single level, cinder block building with a big glass facade window, and that's it.
Yeah.
You go counter, kitchen.
Yeah, you go inside. It's the counter where you order everything. There are maybe 1.5 foot counters that run the length of the other walls where people can, just hunch down and eat their hot dogs. It's not a sit-down establishment.
Yeah, there's no seating. There's just a counter bar that runs around the outside. Just enough room, basically, for you to stand it close to the wall and get your elbows on top of the counter for the hunch to be able to eat your dog, which is perfect.
Yeah, so as you said, cash only. So you walk in, you go all the way to the left. Guy asks you what you want. The nice thing about this is there are 4 items on the Gene and Jude's menu. It is a hot dog. It is a double dog. It is tamales and French fries.
Yep.
So you don't have to think about it. There are also only 4 toppings, technically 5, I think. Relish, sport pepper, mustard, and raw onion.
Pickle.
I didn't see any pickle.
Wait, no, there's not a pickle on their dog.
No,
it was just the relish.
Yes, there was just
so
relish.
That's an outlier in the Chicago dog world. I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah, and then the other like 5th, quote unquote, let's just call it a secret topping, be those cool trending people, is French fries, which if you add all 5 of those together, it's called a depression dog.
Yeah, it's worth noting that any dog or double dog that you order comes with a big heaping scoop of French fries on
Yeah.
top and then wrapped in the wax paper along with the dog. So if you ordered French fries, that would be an additional order of French fries.
And Wes, he had finished up his stuff. Actually, he got a single dog the first time. That was his warm-up.
Okay, that was the warm-up dog.
Because he had got his double dog, his double depression dog, ate that, and then looked in his bag, and he's like, "These are literally just the fries from my." And he had like
quite a bit,
a whole order of fries just sitting in his bag.
Yeah, they don't get cheap on you, and they feed you for sure.
No, and it was. You only got a single dog, right?
I did, and I will admit when I'm wrong. I was like, no, I'm not doing a double because that's too much hot dog. It's going to throw off all the bun to dog to topping ratio. So I don't believe in it. But that particular example,
that bun,
I think might have been that bun. Yeah, I think that bun and that whole thing was benefited by you guys getting the double.
I was impressed. I felt the same way as you, and we've talked about this multiple times, not on air, but that, same, like,
yeah, we do just talk about this shit all the time.
That's why we just looked for an excuse to record this stuff instead of just bullshitting back and forth. But I also felt the same way. It's going to be too much meat. The hot dog, the bun's going to break, and then you're just going to be holding, it's not going to work. But I don't know what kind of bun they were using, but it fit both.
There's a picture in there, and I can't remember off the top of my head, that said we use so-and-so buns. See
if I would have paid a little better attention. But yeah, so I got that. It cost me, I believe, $6.10, which is after tax. I believe it was $5.50 for the double dog with the fries and everything else.
Yep, we got 10% sales tax here.
Yeah, that's wild. But actually, well, do you have sales tax? Do you also have like a prepared foods tax?
It's all different. And then prepared food is broken off different from grocery tax and all that stuff. So it's all.
I say, because in New Hampshire, land of the free, we don't have sales tax, but we do have a prepared meals tax. We also have like for restaurants, if you go to a grocery store and you get like a wrap from the grocery store, even if it's a pre-made wrap, because it was pre-made, food, ready to eat.
Oh, right, that counts differently.
That gets taxed, yeah. But like anything else, It
was a whole thing around here because they completely suspended all tax on grocery sales through COVID, and and then extended that out by quite a bit, and then I think only recently
brought that back.
Yeah, and to which people are like, grocery shopping's hard enough at the moment, son of a bitch, but what can you do?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that hot dog now because
he said this no less than 5 times throughout the night last night. I swear to God, we ate this at like noon, and like throughout the night, he's like, "I'm still thinking about that hot dog."
It was real. Just the price to performance ratio was
off the charts.
It was off the charts. Like, I understand, I fall into the category a lot of like, I don't want to fall for the hype. Like, Gene and Jude's is a super popular restaurant.
Yeah, they were famous long before YouTubers were a thing.
Yeah. And like, I don't know if it's my hipsterism of being like, I don't need to like this because everyone else does, but I like to try to find the quote unquote hidden gems, the places that the locals love to eat. But this is not only like a place that I think outsiders go to. Like, as soon as we got our food, that line was completely backed up. It looked like people just on their lunch break that were.
I mean, it's like you said, it's the Depression era dog, but it's a perfect like working person's lunch kind of thing. It's a full meal, all wrapped up in wax paper. You got your fries, your protein, your relish is a vegetable and onions. So there you go. So it's the full nutritional meal to go finish a hard day's work.
And you're not going to get that. If you're someone that is going out to eat, you're not going to get a cheaper lunch. Like, I couldn't believe that it was only, like I said, $6.10 or whatever after tax. Like, it was wild. Yes, I understand. A package of hot dogs or blah, but again, you're going out to eat, and there are hot dog carts in Concord, back where I'm from in New Hampshire, and there's a cart that I really enjoy, and the woman's really nice, and I enjoy her food and stuff. But this was months ago. I think it was the last time I got a haircut. I had walked down Main Street and she had her cart set up. I was like, "Oh, I'll get a couple hot dogs." And I think she only has like ketchup, mustard, cheese, like the spray or like nacho cheese-esque, and then chili. Those are the only toppings she has. And I said, give me, you decide. Like I'm letting you.
Dealer's choice.
Yeah. And I think she gave me a couple of like chili cheese dogs. I'm like, great. And I think that was $12, I think.
Yeah.
Which
that's a solo operator. It's a different,
exactly.
Yeah, you hold it to a very different standard.
Yes, but and I enjoy her hot dogs, but like I said, these hot dogs, they're boiled hot dogs, so they have I believe they're all beef. I didn't see what kind of dog that they.
I don't want to speak out of turn and tell you that they were using Viennas if they weren't, but we can certainly find out.
Yeah, so whatever the hot dog was, it was a high quality hot dog, as high quality of hot dog
nice
can be.
Casing, nice snap.
It did. The snap on that hot dog was perfect, and I'm going, like Nick had said, I've mentioned it many times since I've been here already. I'll be thinking about that hot dog for a while. But not to be outdone in our taste of Chicago, you brought me back to your wonderful home here, which I must say you have a beautiful home. This place is awesome.
Thank you. We built it. Well, we rebuilt it because it was a dilapidated shithole. And
I would never have been able to guess that if you didn't tell me. If I just showed up here, it's awesome. We're in your nice little, we can call it your recording studio right now. We're in your nice, man cave basement recording right now. And like just everything you have in here, which kind of goes along with our same brain type thing. Like this is what I picture when I'm like, this is the basement that I want.
Well, you'll get there, man. You just you got to unpack those boxes, and we'll get you there over time. I am looking at the Gene and Jude's website. They opened in 1946. I'm clicking on our story and stuff, and I am not seeing what hot dogs they serve jumping out at me anywhere.
Trade secret.
It may be.
But yeah, so we did that. Like I said, you brought me back here. I got to meet the whole reason why I'm out here. I got to meet Mr. Bowie.
Of course.
The best dog in the world, apparently.
Yeah, we don't have it yet. Mascot and personal manager.
Yeah, if you want to book us for anything, you need to go through
personal manager, mascot. Yeah,
he does a lot.
He's a jack of many trades.
He is. So
sniffer of crotches, sidler of Wyatt.
Yeah, as soon as I came here, he made me feel very welcome in the home. He put all of his 500 pounds, 100 pounds probably, leaning on me. I pet him a little bit and said, hey, buddy, nice to meet you. And then I stopped petting him, and I believe I was stuck
further nuzzled and sidled
for the next 2.5 hours, I believe.
Well, this is all still going on while you're wearing a backpack and like shoes and like holding your travel stuff, and he's just like wedging his way into you.
Well, dog comes first.
That's how he do, my friend.
But yeah, so we did that, and then your lovely family came home. I got to meet them, and your son got to pick where we went to eat, and I'll let you talk a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, so I asked my 9-year-old where we should take someone who has not been to Chicago before, and he responded with Max, which is a place we went on my birthday last month for the first time, and it was I think we talked about it on here. It's a hot pot / Korean barbecue place, very DIY at the table, fun. So of course kids love it. So of course that was his suggestion again. But then Wyatt said, I've never done Korean barbecue, I don't think, and I'm not sure hot pot either. So yeah, sure. So that's what we did, and I don't know. I had fun.
I did
certainly
too.
Enjoyed myself. We were a little rushed in a sense because we had to kind of ditch them and leave them there to get the bill while we ran off to play pinball. But yeah, I'll let you speak to it as a first timer kind of thing.
Yeah. So of course, I'm sure everybody listening to this has had Korean barbecue and or hot pot because I'm just living in the cultural desert of New Hampshire. But yeah, so Korean barbecue is you have a nice grill in the middle of your table and you order meats, everything from beef to pork to what did your son get? He got frog legs, crab, shrimp.
Yep.
All the stuff that I steer far away from. But
yeah, he loves his seafood.
The beef and the
a nice piece of salmon on there.
Yeah, salmon.
Yeah.
Was it pork belly or beef belly, or did you get both?
We got both.
Yeah, so we had pork belly, beef belly. I think we got some type of like garlic marinated steak or something anything?
Oh, there was a garlic ribeye. What else? Sliced lamb, brisket, of course. I did a spicy pork bulgogi this time just to shake it up a little bit. Spicy pork belly, like you said. We really hit a smattering of everything. And then you have the whole hot pot buffet that has all your dumplings and your beef balls and fish balls and cuttlefish balls and noodles and vegetables and all that good stuff. We both went for spicier broths. You for the mala Sichuan style and me for this advertised straight Sichuan spicy. And we got kind of the watered down version, I think.
Yeah, they noticed that my tan is fading away fast.
Yeah, so we got to. What I'm not upset. Hot pot's always a thing when you get the spicy one. It starts out not that hot, and then as it reduces down, it gets nuclear. That wasn't the case really. Having said that, we were on our way to go stand and play pinball, and perhaps I'm glad that I did not totally assault my entire GI tract at once.
Yeah, that wasn't a terrible, I guess, oversight, I guess we could call it. But yeah, so we did that. I made sure to try the desserts they had. They had some type of like orange spongy flavored cake. They had a chocolate coffee, same type of like spongy
that was
cake.
Coffee.
Yeah, I thought it was just straight chocolate, but it was chocolate, and then the frosting was like a coffee frosting. And then they just had a straight chocolate one. And your son apparently really wanted me to go get ice cream with him. So, I can't disappoint anybody.
How could you?
Yeah. So we went up and got some soft serve ice cream, and I put some, a piece of cake on that. And the ice cream for,
soft serve machine.
Yeah, an Asian restaurant, just soft serve machine it was surprisingly good. Like there's varying levels of quality when it comes to whatever soft serve mix they're pouring.
Sometimes it doesn't taste like much.
Yeah, this one actually, I think Henry gave you a small
it was decent. Or whatever. Yeah.
But so it was pretty good. So we did that, like you said. We had to run, and then we went over to Interium to play in their monthly tournaments, I believe.
Yeah, that's Pinball Super League is what it's called, monthly at Interium, and that's a good place to quickly pause for a commercial break, if we may.
Have you been injured or wronged, convicted of DUI, accused of murder, or had murder attempted onto you? Call me, Raz Chunks, and remember, I'm not just a lawyer. I'm a mama.
Yeah, so thank you for waiting, and I hope you enjoyed that quick commercial break. We went to Pinball Super League at Interium last night, the place that I play a monthly tournament in, and is kind of the central tournament in this area, I would say, of the northwestern Chicagoland burbs. But I've been talking to Wyatt about it forever, since he started getting into pinball. So I'm always repeating, well, this month at Interium, so he got to go.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was different than what I'm used to. The league that I play in back home, I generally just play at my home club. I haven't really gone out too much, aside from playing finals over at Fun Spot, but it was impressive. You had said it's like one of the smallest groups that you've seen there. Which
it was sparse compared to normal because Pinball Expo just happened, so I think everybody's a little competitive, pinned out. I was kind of bummed in some ways because normally like Roger Sharp would be there, stuff like that. His grandson and son were there.
Yeah,
both very famous pinball players in their own rights already. But it was actually kind of nice to not have 100 plus people for once. I think it was 66?
66. Yeah. There were 66 people, and I was telling you, I think the biggest tournament outside of finals outside of finals this year, I think there were 300 or so, 360 or so in that. Mm-hmm. So other than that, the tournaments I've played in at our local club is 30. I think
that's a good number, though.
Yeah. So
but I mean, Interium has a pretty big lineup. So I mean, you were there. If we got there, it started at 7. We were done before 9:30, probably, right?
Yeah. Spoiler alert: neither of us made finals, so that's why we got out there so early.
I ended up bubbling.
You
I was
bubbled.
pretty happy with that.
Yeah, you were. I think you were 1 or 2 points out of making the finals.
Yeah,
So
I can live with that. Plus, I would have been really bummed if I had to go play for another hour and a half and like left you and Wes standing there.
yeah, Wes came to support us over at the pinball tournament. He was hanging out. He ordered some cheese curds that he shared with us, which were
Very surprisingly decent cheese curds.
For an
we live in
arcade?
cheese curd area, but they were good.
yeah. So he came out, hung out with us, watched us play. I did almost as well as Nick did. I finished top 100, which is pretty great. I did not finish in last place.
That was your goal, and you set it out to not come in last, and you did it.
And I
So
did it.
Look at that.
I pulled it off. And
Keep your goals achievable, and your dreams will never disappoint you.
honestly, I was, and I guess anyone could say this, but I was one a little bit better ball or one fewer. I launched it and it went straight down the middle without me being able to touch it.
And you would have done all right.
I would have taken. I had maybe a first I could have had, and a second and maybe 2/3, and then I would have been sitting probably in the 30s or so. But we did not have that. I had 3/4 and a second instead. My biggest issue is, despite there being quite a few games at Interium that I have played before,
Yeah,
I drew 4 games that I have never played before.
And I drew Voltaire twice.
Which is wild out of all those games that you get that. But you finished second both times, didn't you?
First and a second.
First and a second, yeah. So it treated you well.
And the first was over a guy that really knows how to play, Maurice, too. So I don't think I've ever beaten him. He's awesome. So I was quite chuffed with that game. And I know it's a hugely popular title, and I've never really spent a whole ton of time with it, and I'd like to more now, honestly.
Yeah, that's one of the ones we do have at our club back home, and I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get to pull it. I'm not great at it, but I at least understand the game and I know what I'm supposed to do.
You know what you would be, at least something you could shoot for to give yourself some breathing room in a tournament situation.
Yeah, and that was what really boned me. Is we played. One of the games I had was Star Wars, not Fall of the Empire. I think that's
the last one.
Yeah, the newest one. It wasn't that. It was just the Star Wars 2017, 20...
Whenever it was. The first machine of the new wave of modern Sterns, pretty much, I think.
And
somebody will correct me there.
I couldn't figure out, or I don't know the games. I don't know what the easy skill shots were off the bat. So, and I wasn't going to stand over my opponent's shoulders and watch what they're doing, because that's just...
Some people don't mind doing that.
Yeah, they don't. I honestly don't care if someone does it to me, because one, I'm not very good, and it's not really going to psych me out any more than I'm going to psych myself out.
it gets in my head for sure.
Yeah, I don't really care, but I don't want to foist myself on top of someone else.
I'm the same way. I don't want to be the cause of anybody else doing something they didn't mean to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I didn't see what the other guys do. I'm like, oh, they're hitting the skill shot. Cool. And it's so stupid. If I would have just looked at the playfield for 10 seconds, I would have been able to figure it out, because the skill shot, at least like I said,
you could have easily hit it, but you didn't know what to shoot.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah. But it's literally just the same exact skill shot, more or less, as Stranger Things, where it's a light that just goes back and forth, and you just need to hit the one that's lit. And I think it gives you like 10 million points for the skill shot right off the bat.
Very nice boost in a tournament situation, especially when you have no ball save.
Yeah, and that's something I'm not used to. Is we at least, as far as I remember, that I've always had a ball save in like our club tournaments. So you have one bad launch and it goes straight out lane. I had that happen 3 times.
I think the level of people competing a lot of the times, if they didn't have those machines set up pretty brutally, they would just go forever, because I mean, you even played I think around with the distributor.
Yep.
Yeah, and he'll tell you that they're steep, they're fast, and there's no ball saves on, because we need to move these things through. Yeah.
And I played the fastest 4 games of pinball I have ever played in my life.
There you go.
But not only just me, but like the matches I was in went fast. But yeah,
I wouldn't go as far as that. You had a game. Your first game was on Avatar. That ran a half hour.
Well, that's because Gavin had to run around fixing machines, so we had to wait for him.
So it wasn't just because someone was having a runaway game. It was because he had to fix Bonsai Run, and then
Yeah.
whatever else. Yeah.
I mean, my three opponents.
Pulp Fiction, the center drop target went down, which is like one of the main targets on the entire table. Yeah.
My three opponents did pretty well. They actually, I don't know if they had the highest scores by the end of the night, but they got, their nice little picture taken for.
Oh, you were playing with heavy hitters for sure.
Yeah. Which, again, doesn't play in my favor as someone that hasn't really played pinball at all for the last 2 months and hasn't really played pinball. But that all being said, I had a blast. It was fun. I'm disappointed that I didn't stick around for a little bit longer, or at least like got myself to either play Foo Fighters or Rush, because there was a couple machines that are like I really wanted to play, and then
you get caught up in the hoopla of everything, and but we did something equally wonderful.
Yes,
I would
that's
say.
why
argue.
I'm not too upset. So, like I had said before, Wes was there. We were hanging out and talking, and he was like, "You guys want to go to Johnny's?"
I think I had said to him earlier in the day,
yes,
if you were going to take an out of towner for their base level,
Italian beef,
good bog standard beef to be judged by like example of what an Italian beef is, and he said Johnny's. And I said, oh, okay, that's what I was already actually kind of thinking of, so perfect. And I don't know how we got to the point of during pinball.
Originally,
so let's just go to Johnny's.
Yeah, we originally were going to today. I believe the plan was we were going to go grab Johnny's for lunch today, and then I think we're going to do like a tavern style pizza tonight or whatever.
Something in there, or both. I don't know.
I told you that between visiting you here,
punished.
Yes, between visiting you here and us going to Really Rad Weekend this weekend, I've already mentally said I'm going to gain 5 pounds, and I'm going to make myself work for it. So I'm going to enjoy it. But yeah, Wes had said we were just hanging out towards the end, eating cheese curds, and he was like, "You guys want to go to Johnny's tonight? I think they're open." And I'm not one to turn down food, so we headed over to Johnny's. I got myself an Italian beef with hot peppers. I believe you got the same.
I did.
And Wes, I believe, got
he got all sports,
lemon ice, and sport pepper.
Yeah, that was a pro move.
It was.
He got the beef with sport peppers and a side Italian ice, like as his beverage.
It looked
thing. It
looked really
good. Way to cool you down when you're eating those nuclear peppers.
Yeah, it was funny. I was eating mine. Either my spice tolerance is a little bit higher, or you just got like one piece of.
I'm the first to admit that mine is going down. My tolerance is absolutely going down as I get older.
You were hurting.
And I love spice. I mean, you'll see upstairs. I can open the spice, the hot sauce cabinet. I like punishing hot, but I don't know if it was just a specific pepper in the jar that I happened to get early on in the sandwich. But yeah, I was. I had tears. I had the mucus was flowing in the nose. I had to go blow my nose in the corner and stuff. And good times. But so that was your very first Italian beef, and I want to hear opinions and thoughts. It's not the best you'll have.
And I was going to say, and I'm not gonna make all of Chicago mad at me here.
You very well might. You could say anything about any beef spot, and somebody's going to get pissed.
Yeah, it was decent.
Yeah.
Being told, and I think we had this conversation driving home last night, being told that this is your baseline beef, you're going to find worse ones, but you're definitely going to find better ones.
They're the turn and burn local fast food version of beef, basically. And I would say versus your mom and pop sub shop, well, what I would call a sub shop being an East Coaster, but your mom and pop beef / hot dog place, there's differences, and they're all about volume and speed, but doing it reasonably well, and I think that's a good thing, and there's definitely a market for that, and you can definitely attest to the speed.
I was just gonna say, you guys both ordered before me, and then when I came up, I said I'm gonna get whatever you order, whatever. I don't want to think about it. Just you your Italian beef. I'm gonna get what you want. You ordered the Italian beef with hot peppers, so I got the same thing. And I went to go sit down with you guys to wait for my food, and literally as I gave the guy the money, he was handing me the bag with my beef in it. The assembly line that they have doing that is just
these are
wild.
These are not hanging out under a heat lamp, pre-made, ready to go kind of thing. There's just one guy at the register and a team behind him, and he just shouts the orders out, and they all got their station or whatever, and it's just such a fine-tuned machine at this point that literally, from me, the act of pulling my wallet out, taking the credit card out to tap it was too slow for him to just already have a bag in his hand, holding it out for me, kind of thing.
I don't even think he has to shout him out. I'm pretty sure that they're listening behind him, and as soon as they hit, they're
so
just
used
all
to
right.
it.
Yep.
Now that's an interesting conversation because we at Gene and Jude's earlier in the day, they had a totally different system that obviously works quite well for them, but they don't have a dedicated register person. They don't have dedicated stations back there, seemingly.
You're just rotating. You're going along an assembly line. You get your customer, and you go from start to finish.
There's just a team behind the counter that work down the line. And so if everybody's covered from here on out, I'll go to Wyatt. He's next in line, and I'm his guy now. And now Wyatt gives me his full order from dogs to a Coke and a tamale kind of thing. And I not only put his dogs together and deliver them, but then I ring him up too, right?
Yeah.
And it worked.
The amount of like precision I saw yesterday.
They were not stepping on top of each other at all, and it sounds like it should be chaos, but it totally worked.
Probably 6 guys behind the line,
but there's only one register.
Yeah,
and it still worked.
And again, they churned those out really quick too, because they basically take your order, and then you just basically
shuffle on down the counter.
You walk with the guy, and he goes, okay, you wanted this, boop, 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 put that there, walk down to this. Do you want a drink, boss? Nope. All right, it's this. Here you go. Cash only. Hand him the cash, gives you the change.
I used to have the cash only thing we all made note of too, and that's very common in a lot of the older places in general, but that place is printing money.
They have to be.
I mean, you said when we got there was the right time, and it was, because there was only a small line. By the time we left, it was approaching out the door levels, and there's never not people in line.
Yeah, I was going to say
it's just a constant flow of ordering.
And they're open. I was looking at their hours. I believe they're open
early to late. I know that.
5 days a week. They're open 10:30 a.m. until 1 a.m. And then I think Fridays and Saturdays they're open 10:30 a.m. until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So and 7 days a week they are churning these things out. And you got to figure people are probably spending on average, let's say $10 a head, and we saw more than a few $100 as we were just standing there eating our hot dogs, just walk right through.
Yeah, I mean, I very much doubt that Gene and Jude are in any way with us, but I'm sure their family nest egg is doing quite well at this point, 80 years on or whatever it is.
Yeah, so far, to go back to the Italian beef, I thought it was decent. It was, I don't know, like, what do people usually, like, what are the different ways to have an Italian beef?
So that was actually, I just let them do their thing last night, and that was...
Because isn't, like, dipped or wet, isn't that a thing?
That was what they would do is just wet the inside of the bun.
Okay.
Like kind of just like tap it on the top of the vat of jus. Or you can get a half dip, or you can go baptized, which is the whole assembled sandwich completely submerged. I've had all versions. I actually prefer it with like a cup of jus on the side that I kind of dip as I go with each bite, so I can kind of doctor it my own way. And plus, that gets rid of a lot of your structural integrity problems.
Yeah, at the end, mine was falling apart.
It just crumbles. The bread's just turning into nothing by the end, kind of thing. So that's always, it's never not going to be a messy sandwich.
So let me ask you, though.
Yeah.
And this is going to show my ignorance on the subject, which is fine.
Yeah.
So you're talking about you like your Italian beef with your jus on the side?
I say whatever is, it's obviously the meat's all living in a hot tub full of jus, so you're going to get a good base amount anyway just from them piling the meat on. But then I have a little cup of gravy, jus, whatever you want to call it, on the side, and I kind of like take a bite, do a dip, take a bite, do a dip. My little cup, I can double dip it as much as I want. I like that because I can control my ratios.
So what's the difference between that?
That's an outlier.
And
that's
a French
thing
dip
that most people don't do. Oh, that makes it almost kind of French.
That's what I want, like, because I've had French dips before.
The cooking. I mean, they're both just roast beef, really. But right. The French dip's more traditional roast beef, whereas the Italian, you can take. I mean, there's all sorts of herbs going on in that meat. It's a very distinctive taste for sure with the herb blends, and that's fairly universal across all places that you're going to get that type of flavor.
Because I love French dip, and the last French dip that I had, I enjoyed better than I enjoyed this Italian
last
beef.
Night,
But as judging it as an Italian beef, like I said, it was decent.
Yeah.
I would love to, and I don't know if I have enough time while we're here to try like a better one.
I think so we were talking about Scooby's last night, Wes and I. So they have my favorite hand cuts and some of my favorite hot dogs, and they have to be in the beef conversation. I think that would be a great example of your mom and pop versus kind of your
assembly line fast food
established beef. Kind of, yeah, exactly, mass turnover type of place, because whether Johnny's is or not, it's basically like, to describe the interior is like going inside a Burger King or something.
Yeah, exactly. It reminded me of not a McDonald's, but a Burger King or an old, like a 90s Wendy's.
Yeah, old Taco Bell or something, yeah.
Yeah. But so that was, I would say, and I hate numbers, but I'm going to use them anyway, like a 6.5. But
that's fair. I think that's an entirely fair assessment.
Because you're saying baseline, but I'm going to, because I don't want to say like, that's an 8. And then I go have an Italian beef that is amazing. Like, I'm not going to go, that's a 12 out of 10.
Yeah. Or where we were walking Sir Bowie this morning is right up the street, Fratello's too. They have excellent beefs. Maybe we should get one from there. That might be a good idea. And plus they give you homemade chocolate chip cookies sometimes. Ooh. So always a bonus. Well,
we had the conversation, and I'm willing to put up a little bit of money on it. I'm not worried about it. You had said, I think while we were on the walk, like, we should just go get beefs from a bunch of places, and then we'll just have like a taste.
Well, I said, we'll get takeout from like we'll Google Map it and
find a nice
let's say that there's 9 places within a quarter-mile radius from my house. That's just how many there happen to be all the time around all parts of Chicago. And we'll drive around and gather carry-out orders, and then just like spread them all out across the table. And
don't tell me what any of them are. You just blind taste test.
We'll have Wyatt blind. Yeah. So my opinions have already been formed on a lot of these.
Yeah, I've had Johnny's, so I think that could be kind of fun. Not even necessarily for podcast crap, but just for fun. Just give me a blind taste test. These are the things, put them all here, and so that way I'm not influenced by like, well, this one, was like a $14 one, and this was, a $5 one, and
you're not going to see a whole lot of that.
Is it a
very
baseline?
Low threshold for bullshit when it comes to those types of beloved foods. You don't mess with them much, and you can't try and charge a bunch of money as some sort of elevated, version.
You're saying like
people would not tolerate it.
Working man's food.
Absolutely.
I like that. Yeah. So. Either way, but instead of being like, this is Johnny's, or what are the other like famous, like, let's say touristy?
Al's would be the most famous.
Okay.
That has a number of locations throughout Chicago.
Yeah, it would just be interesting.
Johnny's does too, or Portillo's is probably
Portillo's.
Most famous.
Yeah. So instead of being like, okay, I know that this is, this one's for Portillo's. What do I think about it? And just already having the preconceived notion of knowing that Portillo's is, an establishment. And just having, and just figuring out, because obviously it's not the taste test of like, this person can figure out what every hamburger is from these fast food places.
It's not the Pepsi challenge. Yeah. It's your own opinion.
What do you think?
Yeah,
I think that'd be fun.
By really knowledge about any of the businesses in a lot of ways too. So you would be a kind of clean virgin opinion.
Maybe after this, I'll text Wes and see what he's up to later.
And we may have something here. An evening beef roundup.
Yeah. So that's basically where we are now. We are in day 2 of me being in Chicago. We have not eaten yet. Nick asked me if I wanted breakfast this morning, and I said I wanted to save myself.
Well, we took Bowie to the park. He appreciated that, and
he had a good run.
Yeah, and he didn't have to go to school today because we're here. So he's happy that he gets to hang out. He's currently sleeping in the bathroom next to us on the cold tile floor.
Because it feels nice.
And we should do like a fire pit tonight or something and sit outside and eat beefs by the fire with a dog. That sounds very fall to me.
I am game for that. So we've got today in Chicago. We're heading out of here tomorrow. I think our flight's at 12, 11?
Noon.
Yeah. Okay. And we are going to Really Rad Weekend, which is the whole reason why
it's finally here. I can't believe it's here because it feels like it's still somewhere off in the distance in my head.
It came really fast.
It really did.
It seems far off because we've been planning on doing this
since last year.
Since last year, but for I guess we're not really going as the podcast, but even before we decided we were going to do a podcast, we were like, we should do a podcast and then go to Really Rad Weekend.
Yeah.
So it's always just felt like it's been something that is just out there.
Mm-hmm.
And now tomorrow we're heading out to Really Rad Weekend. We're going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we both fly out Sunday morning.
Yeah, kind of bummed we're gonna miss the last day, but not bummed that
Yeah.
I got a $150 ticket round trip from Allegiant, so I'd rather actually get there a little early and just be able to see folks that are also going to be in town. I'll take that as a trade-off for missing the second part of the convention on Sunday.
Yeah, the nice thing is, at least compared to last year for me, I flew in Saturday morning, Saturday around
Chris,
noon.
you were there for less than 36
Yeah.
hours in total.
And it was a very big whirlwind because I had just, I literally met all of our nice online friend community that day. I barely got any sleep the night before, so I was really running on fumes just having those 2 days. So it'll be nice, as you said, a majority of our friends are going to already be there on Thursday, so it'll be nice to kind of have somewhat of a chance to hang out with everyone before the craziness of the convention stuff happens.
We're bowling Thursday night. You know that's happening.
Yeah, that's going to suck for me, but it'll be nice to... I know you keep saying, oh, you're good at... You sandbag yourself, you're actually a lot better. I've not gone bowling in 25 years, and I wasn't good when I did it the one time. I've been bowling once in my life.
I'm staring across the room at your beautifully sculpted forearms, and I guarantee that you are going to step up and be like, I'm going to suck, and then you're going to put up
Get a ball.
You're going to put up it's not going to blow everybody's mind. You're not going to throw 300, but you're going to do much better than you claim that you should have. So you're going to act all surprised when you roll a 205 and be like, I don't know how this happened, guys.
I would be willing to put up an Italian beef that I guess
you're going to sandbag yourself.
No, I won't. You will owe me an Italian beef if I do better. This is a bet we're having here. I would bet you an Italian beef that I'm going to roll under 100.
Okay.
I will not because.
How exactly do I get that beef to you after we've been in
you
Florida?
Find the beef you want, and I will Venmo you the money.
Okay, yeah. Well, we could figure out a way to gold belly.
And you can you can send me the money for a French dip.
We haven't been to a grocery store, so you haven't seen it, but they come in buckets. You can buy a plastic bucket, a small little quart, all the way up to a big gallon with a handle kind of thing. A bucket of beef. It's just sliced, frozen.
Could that be my carry-on?
I mean, I don't see why it's.
Although it's liquid, though, so
not technically. If it's frozen, it's that's a solid. It might become a liquid during the course of the flight, but not if you have it in baggage storage. So you might have to check it, but you could send yourself a case of Buona beef, and that's good stuff, man.
Well, now you got me thinking. You got my wheels turning here.
It really is great. I've bought them on a whim when they've just been on a coupon sale or something, and. If you're on a weeknight dinner, you just grab a couple rolls at one of those. You just chuck the frozen lump in a pot, basically, and let it slowly come back up to temp. And then you've just got the beef is already floating in the jus, and dress your sandwich, and you're good to go. It's so easy. And it's a pretty decent product, truth be told. It's all made locally, of course.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man. Now I'm thinking.
Well, now we have to add another portion into the taste test. And here comes the frozen grocery store one.
Yeah, so Thursday we're going to go bowling. I think we've got somewhere I put the actual schedule of what's going on here to let all the people know. Yeah, so Friday, Joe and Sam and the Rad Bar team are having a pre-party Friday night, which is going to be, you can come pick up your badges if you are VIP guests.
Extra napkins will be spinning tunes and slinging runza, right?
I don't know if we're allowed to say that because I don't know if it's been officially announced. So I'm sure it doesn't matter. John is going to be selling some food and Ian's going to be slinging some tunes.
Yes.
And at 7:30, there's going to be a Killer Queen tournament, which I'm very...
Oh, is there really? I didn't know
about
that. You want to do it?
kind of really want to
Let's
do
do it.
that.
I wouldn't do it without you, and vice versa. I'm sure. So we can be each other's emotional support animals
Yeah.
on the Killer Queen team.
I think Killer Queen is 5v5.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So
and they have the full real deal cabinet too.
Yes.
It's the duel,
I'm excited
and
to
you're
play that.
screaming at each other, and it's the only way to play the game.
Yes.
I have it on the shelf right there. Killer Queen Black for Switch. I'm sure it's lovely. I've never felt the need to open it and try it really because it's just not the same.
Yeah. So we just need to pick 3 more people for our team. I'm sure we could probably get, Audrey, John.
Come find us and say that you want to be.
Yeah, you know
on
what?
the
If anyone's
team,
listening,
that you could actually show that someone has listened to this
okay,
podcast,
Aaron,
that would blow our mind. Yeah,
Aaron, if you want to come join our team, our loyal listener from the beginning, come find us. Saturday, there's the arcade room, there's the vendor hall, there's going to be a retro console room, a modern console room where they just have pretty much any console you can possibly imagine just set up with just piles and piles of games that you can just sit and play.
I'm going to try and participate in the Tetris challenge this year, it seems like.
Yes, our friend Audrey, who I believe finished second last year in the Tetris tournament.
Yeah, she's a beast. I watched her play.
As we were chatting with each other, we were just telling each other really bad dad jokes while she was playing, and she decided she did so well because I was, distracting her with
terrible humor.
Yeah, so she told me that this year, I need to be there to help her again because she finished second. I don't know how close she was to first, but she probably was within spitting distance of that.
This was NES non-tension Tetris, right?
Yeah, I believe it's just the NES version.
Definitely not my best Tetris, but I think I'll be able to not embarrass myself in some way and submit a reasonably decent score. I love Tetris so much.
There's no embarrassing yourself. It's all for fun.
I like, what's it, Apotris? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Or Apotris?
Yeah.
I love that one. That's kind of a perfect version. Tetris DS that's definitely the one I sunk the most hours into.
I sucked. I also sucked at Tetris. I sunk the most hours into probably the most controversial Tetris game, which is also my favorite Tetris game, and many will argue it's not a Tetris game, is Tetris Sphere 64. That is by far my favorite version of Tetris I have ever played.
I can picture screenshots and the box. And that's probably about as much as I could tell you about that game.
It's a sphere, and there's instead of the classic Tetris of blocks drop down and you're building lines, you have a giant sphere that has all of the different...
Oh, right, because it's on N64 and they had to add some stupid 3D element into it.
But it was done really well.
Fair.
I think it was done really well.
I just don't like the system.
You had... it's a very controversial system. I love N64 because that was...
Because it was
never had
yours.
N64.
It hit you at the right time. Yes.
You were a little bit older and also
it's just,
more...
I'm never ever going to, yuck somebody else's yums. I can't tell you what your childhood experience was.
So I did really enjoy Tetris Sphere, but I don't know if I'm going to enter the Tetris tournament or not. I might just hang out with you guys. I don't really get too much into the...
What about pinball?
There are multiple pinball tournaments that are going on.
So we can't really get away from that.
We could, but we'll talk to Joe when we get a chance because there's looks like a few different types of pinball tournaments going on. It looks like there might be mini tournaments that are happening.
Well, you made some suggestion about a game type that you think is a lot of fun for that type of thing or something versus your standard match play. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I want to try it. Was it pinball golf or one of those?
Oh, pin golf. Yeah, pin golf is a good one. It looks like they're doing stall ball, which I don't know.
Explain that. I don't know what that is.
I don't know if it was Joe too that didn't know what it was, but clearly he does now, so maybe he already did. So stall ball is a really fun format that's generally used when people are just kind of killing time at a tournament or just after, the finals are going on and you've got people hanging around and it's like, you know what?
All the people that didn't make finals.
Yeah, it's something to do. So stall ball can basically be played on any game that has a lock or any type of just place where the ball stalls. Have you played probably early 2000s, mid 2000s Pirates of the Caribbean?
Sure.
And you know how there's the ship that you have to hit and you'll knock it in
Pearl.
there. Yeah, and it stops and then it'll fall back down.
Yeah.
So the idea is, you go ahead, or the Tortuga Island little spin thing, You put it in there. You get a line of people. It's like knockout in basketball.
You have to hit that shot where it stalls, and then the next person.
And then you need to
up.
run out, and the other person has to run back up. If you drain your ball during your turn, you're out. So
it's pinball knockout, essentially.
It is, and it just keeps going, and it gets really hectic.
Dude, stall ball, shack attack shots, free throws in shack attack.
You make a free throw. Yeah.
How do we make this happen?
We walk up and we
all right
start doing it. Which that's the thing that I'm looking forward to most, as listeners already know. Shack Attack is my favorite pinball machine.
His first love.
My first love. I'm a little nervous and a little anxious.
When you go back and see that X years later, and you're doing so much better, and they're still exactly the same.
Maybe she hasn't changed, and maybe I'm looking for a little bit of change.
Yep.
I hope not.
Didn't realize that your tastes had evolved and that you've grown up emotionally since the first meeting.
Yeah, because I've since joined the pinball club since last year. I've actually played more pinball. I have not seen a single Shack Attack in New Hampshire. Pinball maps.
You don't see it much, man.
No, I've seen a couple for sale, which I really wish I had the money.
What's that go for? Like $4,000?
No, I mean the ones that I saw, one sold for $1,000 that needed some work. And another one sold or actually it might still be for sale in Vermont for $1,700 that supposedly is good to go.
That's amazing. And that's what the market used to be like.
Yes.
And if they still cost that much, it's a tough pill to swallow, but that's a lot easier to swallow than $10,000.
I'm really hoping at the pinball club we are starting to do, or Jeremy, one of the owners of the pinball club, he wants to start doing what he's calling like a reflip program. Mm-hmm. He owns most of the machines that are in the club, and he wants to take one of his machines that he doesn't really. It's a checkpoint. I don't know if you've played Data East's Checkpoint. I think it's an early
okay,
90s.
That's
which it's fun.
Classic DMD era.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's a very fast game, and it's a game that has one of the most annoying attract modes of all time. So he's looking to get rid of it, and I'm going to check when we get back from this trip to see if the person still has it up on Pinside, that they're still selling it, and they're in northern Vermont or so. I'm going to try to poke Jeremy and be like, hey, maybe we could trade Checkpoint for Shack Attack.
Yeah, a little swappy.
Yeah, because that's what he said. He said this pinball machine, he didn't want to just sell Checkpoint. He wants to use that to get other like 90s or 80s era machines. I think
there's a ton of that in the hobby, especially with basement enthusiasts as well. Is at the end of the day, it's just want new one stuff. Game. It's one game. And so you rotating them out with somebody who might be very interested in what you have and vice versa just makes common sense kind of thing versus spending $10,000 every single time.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and approach him and see that. And it's the whole logistics thing. Like I know he's done a lot of like wheeling and dealing and stuff. And, we'd have to get someone with like a U-Haul or a nice truck or whatever. And then we'd have to take the trip out to Vermont. Unless the guy wanted to ship it to New Hampshire and we ship that back out,
or you meet each other halfway.
I guess that's also a good point. If we're gonna be, if it'd be trading machines, it would be let's meet up here and then But that's kind of pipe dream right now. I'm sure when I go to look at it next week, it will have already sold. Although I think it's been for sale for a couple months now, because I'm going to guess that there aren't a lot of Shack Attack fanatics like me.
True. I think, I mean, probably not a lot of game room expenditure, extra cash laying around for a lot of people at the moment, too. And the people that do have it are going to Stern and saying, deliver me a brand new machine.
Yep. And that's the other thing. The other program we're starting at the Pinball Club, which I kind of enjoy, is...
You got a distributor.
Yeah, we're hooked up with a distributor. So we are going to be getting the new Stern release every 3 months. It seems like the schedule that Stern is on now. Quarterly. Yeah. And we bought Star Wars Fall of the Empire. I think that's the name of it.
It is. Okay. Which the tournament last night was a launch party for it, so they had a translate and a banner and stuff they gave away.
We did not win any of it.
No, I never do.
But so we just got a Star Wars Fall of the Empire. And the idea with this program is we want to move them out every 3 months because we don't have the money to just buy it and keep adding it to it.
I know you have some fairly well-to-do benefactors in the club, but I was really questioning it when I started saying, I'm like, are they just buying these?
Yeah. So we bought Fall of the Empire, and we are going to have it for 3 months and use it. And the idea is it's going to be coin drop for that game. And the goal is to hopefully make X amount of dollars by the end of the time, roll that money into the next machine, and then sell the other machine off either to a member or toss it out to the community and see, who
Buyers at large. Yeah. But that's a good system.
I think it is. And there are a lot of people. I was curious how some people were going to feel about the whole
hemming and hawing because I already pay a membership fee.
Yep. And the small amount of feedback I've seen on our Discord or whatever is people are like, great, awesome. Like, I guess I'm gonna.
At the end of the day, it's just more pinball.
Exactly, and I think that's
what are you going to get upset about? Yeah.
And the nice thing is, if you don't want to play it, you don't
have to.
You don't drop the coins.
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
There's
a dozen other machines right over there. Kind of thing,
so that'll be interesting. But yeah, so hopefully we can go play some pinball on Saturday. Friday, I think we should join the Killer Queen tournament. We're going to be visiting friends Ian and John during their nice little session. I can't. Words are escaping me right now.
Pop up?
Not even the live recording, I guess, of their podcast.
Oh, panel. Just say,
the panel. Thank you. That is the word.
For all intents and purposes, I think once you enter a convention and you're sitting in front of people in chairs, it's a panel.
That was the word. That was just like I could not think of leaf blower this morning.
Yeah,
my words are either I'm tired or I need to.
Me no head words. Good.
No, I need to start filling out my advanced directive right now.
Oh, you refuse caffeine, so I don't know what else to do for you.
Yeah, just deal with it, I guess. But yeah, we're going to visit them, see their panel. Other friends, Winterion, I think is how it's pronounced, and Daniel can yell at me if I mispronounce it.
Yeah, I'm excited to finally meet Mr.
Yeah, gaming. They're going to be doing a panel. We've got friends. We're going to see everyone. We're going to eat too much food.
That's the plan.
I think
this is the year I should get my shellfish tower.
I think you need to do it, man. I'm not going to help you with it, but I support you.
You can sit across from me and take pictures of me enjoying it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that's really where we're sitting now. I know that you had your Chump of the Week nominee, and maybe we move into that. We don't have any. Dear God, all words are escaping me right now. We don't have any Backlog Buster Brothers this week.
There were no assignments as of last week because we knew that this was coming and Wyatt was coming. So the assignment was to enjoy each other's company.
And I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I give it a positive review.
And I say we're not going to do Backlog Buster Brothers this week in the assignments phase. We're kind of hoping that maybe we can knock out a few things while we're down at Really Rad Weekend. And we're still going to most likely move forward, do another recording next week and get back on schedule with assignments and whatnot. But we kind of wanted to take this time to enjoy the time.
Yeah, I think that is not be so pressured, but hang on, man. We can't hang out yet because I forgot to watch this movie that we're supposed to talk about.
Yeah. So why don't we get into our favorite ripoff of Detroiters and Mort Krim's Chump of the Week?
Yeah, so it's an easy target this week, and I'm sure it'll never be the last time with this company. But as we all know, Microsoft's ending Windows 10 support. Windows 10 is going end of life for security patch support, even though you can opt to be in a program that pushes you to 2027. But long story short, they want their entire user base to move to Windows 11 because Windows 11, they can generate revenue out of you, be it cloud storage sales or Copilot AI training or selling screen caps of everything you do on your computer and a complete profile about your person and every single thing that you do. All of these things. But for years, to kind of get around a lot of the BS included in Windows, users have not used a Microsoft account or a OneDrive account or a Live account, whichever you want to call it, when installing Windows. And you were able to bypass this for a long time by just putting please@thankyou.com as your login email, I think it was, or what have you.
Yeah.
And then there have since been many workarounds. But now Microsoft have gone so far as to have a YouTuber's videos taken down under a YouTube bylaw that suggests that their content could cause harm to persons or even grave injury or death
So stupid.
by promoting harmful actions and policies. And this is a guy telling you how to circumvent the account restrictions in Microsoft software that you yourself presumably have paid for and you own and are supposed to be able to use how you want to. This guy's getting takedowns from YouTube and Microsoft, or YouTube on behalf of Microsoft. Or, excuse me, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me mad. So, I think he's responded like it's their platform. They can do what they want. I'm not going to push it, but I think we all know that it's complete bullshit, and this is just corporate pressure, lobbying, rules for thee and not for me, and we get to do whatever we want, and shitification of our overall product. And I am very quickly turning to the point where I don't care about Windows at all, and will just evangelize for Linux and find the version of Linux that works best for you, whether that's Winbuntu or something like Mint. But they're just constantly anti-consumer, and I'm getting really sick of it. So for that reason, as I've hammered through this entire segment without letting Wyatt getting a word in.
This was your chump of the week this week.
And they are indeed my chump of the week. So get them, Mort.
And you are my chump of the week.
Chump.
Yeah. Make sure you send your bags of flaming dog poop.
Microsoft headquarters, Redwood, Washington.
Oh, no. This is going to get us in trouble.
Don't do that. Yeah, they have lawyers. Lots of lawyers on retainer.
Microsoft's great. We love you.
Yeah, always. Oh, Pro Xbox. You can listen to last week's episode. We said you guys were good with that whole thing.
So I think that's really all we've got this week.
Man. So we're going to chuck off here, go guard ourselves. It is 20 after 12. Let's go find ourselves our next lunch in Chicago, and then go find some more food. And then what do you say we fly down to a convention in Florida?
I think we should do that.
Let's
and
do it.
There's still some time if people haven't bought their flights.
Get tickets. I think if you're a Blue Sky member, there was even an exclusive Blue Sky discount flash sale on tickets if you use code Jerry Chen 20. I think it was.
Sounds about right.
I don't know who this Jerry Chen character is, and no one on Blue Sky does, but they did the promo.
I think Jerry Chen is like the room full of monkeys that produced Shakespeare.
I was going to say the Borg, a hive mind.
Yeah. I'm starting to believe that that's the case.
It's very possible.
So, thanks for listening to us. And
we will talk to you from Florida next.
Man, that's exciting.
Poolside. We don't have it yet. I'm Nick, that Wyatt. We love you. Talk to you soon.
Bowie says bye.
Bye.